What is spirit art? In this spirit art audio reflection, we're going to explore a simple but important question. What is spirit art? If you would like to, feel free to draw while you listen to this reflection. Some students find that allowing the pencil to move gently across the page while listening helps them settle their mind and become more aware of their creative process. Many students in the past have told me that I have a meditative style tone to the way that I speak, and I hope that as you get comfortable to relax and to listen and to perhaps draw, that you might find yourself doodling, sketching shapes, or beginning a portrait while you listen. Spirit art is often spoken about in different ways, and many students that I have arrive with different understandings of what it might be. Some imagine spirit art as a mysterious ability, something that only a few people possess. I have many friends who are wonderful, outstanding mediums, but because they say they cannot draw, they feel that this isn't a pathway that's open to them. And there are others that believe it might be a highly detailed, precise, or even extraordinary ability to be considered even genuine. But at its heart, spirit art is much simpler than many people expect. You see, spirit art is the practice of allowing artistic expression to become a channel through which impressions, feelings, and intuitive awareness can be explored. For some spirit artists, this may involve drawing portraits that may seem to carry the character or presence of a person in spirit. And for others, maybe yourself, spirit art may appear through symbols, colours, patterns, or abstract forms that hold meaning for the artist or the sitter. And so in this way, spirit art does not always follow just a single style. So instead, it reflects a natural way that each trainee artist receives and expresses their impressions. So you may know some spirit artists who work very loosely, perhaps you do. But there will be others who work with careful shading and more of a traditional portrait structure. Some artists feel impressions strongly through the emotion or the atmosphere, the vibe, as I like to call it, while others notice small details appearing in their mind before the pencil moves. I don't always see the face of a person when I begin to draw. Usually I get a sense, a feeling, and as I look at the paper, it's almost as if, as I put the pencil or the charcoal on the page, the face begins to form. What connects these different approaches is the intention behind the work. The artist is not simply copying a photograph or reproducing an image that already exists. So instead, the artist remains open to subtle impressions that may guide the drawing as it develops. This does not mean that spirit art replaces artistic skill. In fact, developing drawing and developing your ability can often strengthen your confidence and your clarity in your service for spirit, creating, drawing a visual representation of a spirit communicator. Learning to observe a shape, a proportion, and expression can support your process of drawing in a grounded way. At the same time, spirit art invites the artist, yourself, to remain receptive. So rather than forcing the drawing into a rigid outcome, you should allow space for the image to develop gradually. So sometimes a portrait may begin with only a few lines. Sometimes a particular expression may become clear at first. And sometimes the drawing just evolves slowly over time. Spirit art is therefore not only about the finished picture, the finished drawing, it is also about the experience of the drawing itself, the quiet attention, the openness to your subtle impressions that you see on the page, and it should be your willingness to allow the artwork to unfold without the rushing. You see, so many students aim to rush to draw, but there is a process, and so for other students, this way of drawing can feel surprisingly natural when they slow down, when they allow the process to unfold naturally, organically. And once the pressure to produce a perfect result is set aside, you will find that the process often becomes more relaxed and you become more curious. You may notice that certain features appear more clearly than others. You may notice that the drawing develops in stages, or you may simply enjoy the calm focus that drawing gives you. So, if you are exploring spirit art within my learning library, you might like to reflect on your own understanding of spirit art. So I ask you this question: what does spirit art mean to you at this stage of your journey? I want you to think about that question. I want you to leave me a comment, because it will allow me to understand how you're developing. So does it feel like a technical skill that you have? Is it more of a creative expression? Or is it something that sits somewhere between the two?